Hey YouTube, Osmane9 Slicer here again, third video of the day. This time I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to do a little bit of a sneak peek into the future, which this is a group of monsters that have gotten a lot of talk with the confirmation of their release here in the upcoming future, which should be sometime in February if we've done the math right, which is the True Six Samurai. I'm going to be doing the True Six Samurai deck, which the nice thing, at least, is some of the talk I've been seeing lately on Pojo is people have been saying that they're incredibly powerful, but they can be inconsistent, and that's one of the big things that they're kind of shying away from them, which is a nice thing. The thing is as long as Konami doesn't do anything stupid, they won't become too consistent in any way. So the whole fear that we had of True Six Samurai running rampant doesn't look like it'll happen, but it's still possible. So as well, I should state that according to the threads that I have seen and what I've been told by Nintenderic, who's done research into this, people have pretty much disowned the original Six Samurai, as in the Six Samurai, now that we have the True Six Samurai, as just stating that they're completely useless. The only ones that you should even worry yourself maybe about running is pretty much Grandmaster, and some people are thinking about running Great Shogun Shien, but in general it's mostly Grandmaster. Then some of the old support cards like, well, not so old, like Gateway and Six Samurai United. But yeah, whatever. First off, since he's one of the better ones in my opinion, Zanji, most people do agree he's a pretty good monster in general. I run two Zanjis in here. Next is our first True Six Samurai, True Six Samurai Kazan. Might not be able to see the picture too well, but if you want to see what he looks like, go ahead and check him out, as well as the other ones, which most people tell you to run three. I just didn't feel it was necessary to run three. My favorite of the original Six Samurai, the Six Samurai Iroh. Besides, I think he looks pretty damn cool, and he's one of the best ones in my opinion. Next up is True Six Samurai Anishi, which I'm just going to say again, for all these proxies, if you can't see them too well, just check them out on Yu-Gi-Oh! Wiki. They got pretty decent pictures of them. But let me just cover these real quick. Kazan is pretty much a Grandmaster for all intents and purposes. He can special summon himself when you control another Six Samurai, and when there's two other Six Samurai on the field other than him, he gains 300 attack, if I recall. Let me just make sure of that real quick. Let's see here. Yeah. He also gains 300 defense as well. And then Anishi, his is once per turn if you control a Six Samurai monster other than True Six Samurai Anishi, you can remove from play up to two Six Samurai monsters from your graveyard to select one face-up monster on the field and return it to the owner's hand. Let's see here. This effect can also be activated during your opponent's turn, also while you control two or more Six Samurai monsters other than True Six Samurai Anishi. This card gains 500 attack and defense, which puts him at 22 and 12, which is pretty much to make him equivalent to the older version of Anishi. Moving on is Mizuho, which is Hand of the Six Samurai when she was younger. Her effect is if you control a face-up True Six Samurai Shinai, you can special summon this card from your hand. Once per turn, you contribute one Six Samurai monster other than this card to destroy one card on the field. She can be incredibly broken in combination with Gateway, but you have to have the Gateway to make it really anything. True Six Samurai Shinai, which is Spirit for all intents and purposes. People are talking about him pretty much being Mizuho's lover, but his ability is if you control a face-up True Six Samurai Mizuho, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card is tributed, you can add one Six Samurai monster from your graveyard to your hand except True Six Samurai Shinai. So you use him in combination with Mizuho, and you get pretty much a monster incarnation. Moving on, we have one that no one seems to want to use except for Nintenderic and me, and then maybe a few other people, is the Six Samurai Musashi. He's a great field sweeper due to the fact that he can attack twice. Enough said, in my opinion. Moving on, we have the first group of tuners. Kagemusha of the Six Samurai. He's a level 2 tuner. He's about the best one to use for synchro in this deck. And he has an effect of, if a face-up Six Samurai monster you control is targeted by a card effect, you can switch the target to this card instead. It's not that helpful, but he's a whole lot easier to sync with than the coming up tuner. Besides this one, you kind of want the other one you want in your hand most of the time anyway, which is, I'm trying to adjust the picture there. Shien's Yoriko. It's a level 1 tuner. He's essentially a discard card. When a Six Samurai monster you control battles, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard during damage calculation. That monster cannot be destroyed by battle during this turn, which is not too bad actually, because of the fact that they kind of rely on you having at least some level of field presence already, so he can help in maintaining that. The next True Six Samurai is the one that people do suggest in 3, and I actually, before even seeing that, I decided to put 3 in because he's kind of super helpful. Is True Six Samurai Kageki, which is Chamberlain when he was younger. Pretty much he's a marauding captain, but only for Six Samurai, and when there's another Six Samurai in the field, you increase his attack by 1500, putting him at 1700 attack. But the fact that he's like a marauding captain and he could be an instant sync is ridiculous, as well as the combo with Gateway. Next up, I'm running 1 Cunning. I was originally running 2, but thanks to the release of some new support cards, that got changed slightly. And I'll talk about those when I get done with the overall deck and stuff. Next up is pretty much the most broken card in the deck, which I'm still waiting to get my copies, is the Gateways. Gateway is insanely broken, and right now people are currently calling for a searcher for Gateway, which, if they do that, Gateway is definitely getting hit at that point. Which, let's just cover that real quick. With Gateway, it gets 2 Bushido counters whenever you normal or special summon a Six Samurai. You can remove 4 to pretty much get either something similar to a reinforcement in the army, just lets you search out any Six Samurai, or you can get essentially a monster incarnation off of that effect. By removing 2, you can give a 500 boost in attack until the end of the turn, and then 6 allows you to, by removing 6, you can get 1 Shien monster from your graveyard, special summon it from your graveyard. Next up, Lightning Vortex, general staple. Monster Reborn, staple. Mystical Space Typhoon, staple. For warrior decks, Reinforcing the Armies, staple in general. 2 Six Samurai United, people are wanting to run 3 of them, but I don't have the room. Right now I have 1 original print, I'm looking for another one. It shouldn't be too hard to find. But pretty much when a Six Samurai monster normal or special summon, you can put 1 Bushido counter on it, and you can send it to the graveyard to draw cards equal to the amount of Bushido counters that was on it. It's not a bad card. Pretty much what's seen in a lot of decks for Six Samurais are the 2 Solidarities. Solidarity really helps you kill your opponent real fast with this deck. Next up is Double-Edged Sword Technique. I'm running 2 of these instead of running the Call of the Haunted, because of the fact that it could be an instant sync with Kagemusha and another level 3 as well. I can make usage of it before it burns me very easily. I'm running 1 Swift Samurai Storm, which allows me to protect my Six Samurai as well as deal out more damage. This one, a lot of people view it's a complete waste of space, but I find the usage, especially in the True Six Samurai, is the Swift Strike Armor. Essentially, if you draw a Six Samurai during your draw phase, you can reveal it and special summon it, which can really help out racking up the Bushido counters / allowing you to just generally swarm. Then I'm running one threatening, and then I'm running a trap stun. As for, if you guys did the math here, I should be actually at 38 cards at this time if you did the math somehow. The reason for that is due to the two new support cards that they'll be getting, which is Residence of the Sixth, which is a field spell which gets one Bushido counter on it when you normal or special summon a Sixth Samurai, and your opponent's monsters lose 100 attack and defense per Bushido counter on it, which can be real epic sometimes. I'm mostly using it for Bushido counters. I don't know whether it's going to be used or not in the meta, but who knows? I haven't really seen any comments about it yet. As for the, well, I'd be running 3 anyway. Go ahead and check that out when you can. The next one, currently we've got a rather unusual name for it. I essentially refer to it as the Destruction Jammer for the deck. Right now it's Musakani no Magatama or something like that. Pretty much it's a Destruction Jammer if you control a Sixth Samurai. So if your opponent were to activate an effect, whether it be spell, trap, or monster effect that would destroy a card on the field, while you control a Sixth Samurai on the field, you can activate and negate and destroy that card, which is pretty helpful. I'm going to be running one of that. Then as for the extra deck, I'm running just 3 True Six Samurai Shien. As you guys know, I'm a bit of a purist for my decks, so I'm not running anything like Colossal or Stardust or whatever. Shien's pretty good. He's got the same attack and just stats in general as Great Shogun Shien, and an effect that's kind of similar to it. Once per turn, you can negate the activation of a spell or trap card, which is pretty helpful as well if he were to be destroyed. I think it's period. Yeah. Anytime he would be destroyed, you can destroy another Sixth Samurai on the field instead. I feel that the meta isn't quite taking the proper look at him as they should. They really want to use him. They think he's epic, but they seem to think combining him with Great Shogun Shien is a waste of time. I don't. Me personally, I'd rather stop my opponent from activating multiple spells or traps per turn than just one. Essentially, I'd rather have them have one than have me stop one and then them have a whole bunch after that. So either way, tell me what you guys think about the True Six Samurai. Don't get too angry about them. Try to be positive about it. If you don't like them, just say you don't like them. Don't get rude about it. Either way, Osmanian Ice Slicer signing out.